As Christmas is just around the corner and everyone is looking forward to celebrating Christmas and New Year with their friends and family, I decided to dedicate this episode to my favorite Christmas inspired works. These paintings represent the spirit of this time of the year exceptionally well and always remind me of the joys of the Christmas season. They also show the fascinating development of Christmas traditions through time. The earliest dated painting in my Christmas selection is Nativity by Giotto, which dates back to the early 14th century. This painting is eternally beautiful and has a very peaceful, serene quality typical for Giotto's work. It shows the moment Jesus is born and angels sing to proclaim his arrival, the Christmas day. It also reminds me of the fact that Christmas, as we know and love it today, with gorgeously decorated Christmas trees, beautifully wrapped gifts, and festive family get togethers, didn't exist in Giotto's time and was only invented and popularized in the 19th century. Therefore, when we consider our next painting, Adoration of the Magi by Albrecht Duerer, painted 200 years after Giotto's in 1504, there is still no evidence of typical Christmas attributes in it. What's interesting about this stunning work is that it shows the moment of the Magi come to offer their gifts to baby Jesus, which is at the very root of the tradition of giving Christmas gifts to children that emerged in Northern America in the 19th century. Another painting I love, Decorating the Christmas Tree by Marcel Rieder from 1898, takes us back to the 16th century when Christmas started taking shape in Germany, where families started decorating Christmas trees with homemade decorations, apples, nuts, and marzipan cookies. Prince Albert exported this great German tradition to England when he married Queen Victoria and decorated the Christmas tree at Windsor Castle with candies, sweets, fruits, gingerbread, and jewelry in 1841. This tradition became an instant success with the Brits and spread like a wildfire in the UK. They then brought it to the US. Nowadays, each year, 35 million real Christmas trees are sold in the United States alone. Gradually, families were also becoming more sensitive to the emotional needs of children during the 19th century. As our next painting, A Happy Christmas Day by Viggo Johansen, dated 1891, shows, Christmas provided families with a day when they could lavish attention and gifts on their children. Around that time, people in Europe and the US began to embrace Christmas as the perfect family holiday. Americans started building their own Christmas traditions, borrowing pieces from many other customs, including decorating trees, sending holiday cards, and gift giving. By the 20th century, Christmas became the most popular holiday in all Christian countries, and incredible amounts of time, money, and effort were spent to make the holiday season magic for one's family and friends. Statistically, the average person in the US spends around $1,000 on Christmas gifts every year, and Norman Rockwell's painting, Tired Salesgirl on Christmas Eve, dated 1947, captures an aspect of the holiday season that would become more common as the century progressed. Rockwell depicts a department store employee on Christmas Eve who is completely exhausted from serving thousands of customers seeking last-minute gifts. I am sure that most of us can relate to this sales girl. After hunting all day long for the perfect Christmas gift to our families and friends. Our Christmas voyage would not be complete without including a thought-provoking work by Banksy, a Christmas card titled Joseph and Mary Can't Make It to Bethlehem, that first appeared at Santa Ghetto exhibit in 2005 in London. The gritty street artist shows Mary and Joseph's passage to Bethlehem being blocked by the infamous wall that separates Israel from Palestine and the West Bank. This thought-provoking work draws unsettling parallels between Mary and Joseph's refugee status and today's refugee crisis in the Middle East. On a less serious note, Ed Wheeler's Santa Classics series leave no art lover without a smile on their face. The Philadelphia-based photographer has been dressing up as Santa and inserting himself into classic paintings for several years now, creating new ones annually. He started over 20 years ago when he decided to send his clients an annual Christmas cards. For the newsletter, he would take photos of himself dressed up as Santa while doing non-Santa-like activities like driving a sports car, spray painting a wall, or getting a tattoo. It was in 2011, though, when the festive photographer decided to take his work a step further and incorporate Santa Claus into classic masterpieces like Botticelli famed The Birth of Venus painting. He has been inserting Santa into famous paintings to shake up our perception of them ever since. Speaking of Santa, the legend of Santa Claus can be traced back to a monk named Saint Nicholas, who was born in Turkey around 280 AD. He gave away all his inherited wealth and traveled the countryside helping the poor and sick. Even though in 1969 the Roman Catholic Church dropped St. Nicholas' feast day from its calendar because of his life is so unreliably documented, children around the world continue worshiping Santa to this day. However, not many people remember that Santa Claus was originally depicted as an elf until 1931, when Coca Cola ran an advertisement campaign that portrayed Santa as human-sized and dressed in Coca Cola red instead of his traditional green. I hope you enjoyed this episode and that you are looking forward to the Christmas and New Year's as much as I do. Stay safe, have a Merry Christmas, and a happy, healthy, and prosperous year of the metal horse.